Hi, event planners. Today we're going to discuss Alec Baldwin and what happened on the set of his movie. So sad, but yet it does relate to event planning. Stay tuned. If you enjoy discussing event planning, learning new skills, tips, tricks, and hot topics related to events, then please like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's get into this. Basically, Alec Baldwin was handed over a gun on the set of his movie entitled Rust, and the gun misfired or had a. This is under investigation whether or not this gun misfired or there was a real bullet in it or there was a blank in it. I mean, it's all in question right now. But basically, what happened was there was a strike, I think the day prior and the day of, and people walked off the set for different reasons. They basically were saying they were getting underpaid, overworked, and the safety was a concern. So all of this happens hours before Alec Baldwin uses this gun. Quite unfortunate. Can you imagine being Alec Baldwin in that situation and using the gun, and it winds up killing the cinematographer and also injuring the assistant producer to the movie? I mean, it's just a terrible situation all over. Now, how this relates to events is we all, in the course of events, use big props, we use equipment, we use pyrotechnics in some cases, live animals in some cases, and in all these situations, we are responsible for the safety of those around us, whether that's staff and especially participants at our events. And so this got me to thinking, okay, well, what do I do at our events that I host? You know, what kind of checks and balances are in place to make sure that everyone is safe? And so really it boils down to, if you're using vendors, you need to make sure that there's something written in the contract that holds them responsible for checking the equipment and making sure that the tether to the rock wall is secure, or the animals are all in the pen and the pen doors are locked properly, or if you're having a 4th of July event and you're using pyrotechnics, that they're using all the proper procedures that they have established and put in place to make sure that nothing goes off without anyone's notice, and that people are staying alert and aware and are safe on the job site. And so really it's all about responsibility. And so another thing that I thought about was, okay, if something bad happens, are you insured? So especially if you're a private event owner and you have to have some type of insurance to cover your business, and that will also make sure that your private assets are covered in case of just the unfortunate incident that someone were to die or be critically injured, that if you are in a lawsuit, that your personal assets are protected and separate from your business assets. And so I'm not here to give legal advice, but there's plenty of information on the internet about ways to insure yourself, ways to set up your business if you haven't already, to make sure that your personal life and your assets are separate from your business life and those assets. And lastly, I'm going to do another video about emergency management, because if in the case that something bad were to happen, whether it's something with equipment, someone gets injured, there are, and then police and fire get involved, there are certain protocol and procedures that the fire and police and EMT and the emergency operations people within your city, that they operate within a system, and they all know the system. And so as an event planner, you need to understand the language that they're using. You also need to know what your responsibility is and the response to that. So I'm going to do a video on that because it's very important, and it's a key area that I think some event planners overlook, And it might be because just it's a tough system to understand, but once you get into it, it's really valuable. But also, it's your responsibility to make sure that the people at your event are safe and that you are thinking about all the possibilities that could happen. Unfortunately, in a case where you're using big props and something falls over, just there's tons of examples that I could give, but that you are being responsible with how you're setting up your event. So drop down in the comments, let me know, what are you doing at your events to make sure that you're safe and that your staff is safe? Are there any checklists that you use, any types of protocols? Do you have a person that's responsible for going around and checking to make sure everything's okay? Let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and also click on the notification bell so that you can get all the updates on new videos that I put out.